Arizona. You're recognized.
I thank the chairman. Thank you for holding this hearing. And I want to testify on behalf of H.R. 5791, described by the chairman. We had a situation here in Arizona where last year we had record forest fires, particularly the Horseshoe Fire in the Huachuca Mountains. There was a Wallow Fire. We had a number of them. But what this meant was that the town of Tombstone, the town too tough to die, was almost done in by a combination of fire 26 miles away and then the resulting erosion that occurred after the fire. The fire was put out and then the rains came. And we had some people say about 500 years of erosion in a couple of days. And so big boulders the size of Volkswagens and whatever rolled into these springs that feed the water source for Tombstone 26 miles away. As the chairman mentioned, there's a series of pipes that run and have been running for more than a century. Arizona this year is 100 years old. These pipes have run a lot longer than that. So long before there was the state of Arizona, long before there was a Forest Service, long before there was a Wilderness Act here, these pipes were running. And the problem is the floods and the resulting erosion damaged the springs themselves, fouled the springs, and also the water source as well. And so the city of Tombstone, that's the primary source of water for the city, and it was put in danger. So Tombstone tried to go up and fix the pipes and to fortify the springs, and then was told that they couldn't do so because rules around wilderness areas, and this is all in the Miller Wilderness area, required in some cases horses and hand tools, and that backhoes could not be used. Now, let me just say, I think there was a lot of misunderstanding all the way around, and there are a lot of hardworking people in the Forest Service who are simply trying to abide by the law that we passed here. And I think tempers flared on all sides, and gratefully all sides have been working at a solution, a short-term solution. And just today, some of that will be announced by the Forest Service, and we were glad to play a role in that. But we do need a longer-term solution. There are going to be these kind of problems that happen in the future. And so this legislation simply says that if the governor of a state declares a state of emergency here, that we should be able to, those who in this case, in Tombstone and others, should be able to get the water source back to where it was before, and that trumps everything else. The health and safety of the citizens is paramount. That's what this legislation does. I think that the gentleman, Mr. Grijalva, is concerned that this might, making law here or rectifying this situation might put other wilderness areas in danger. I don't believe that it does. I think governors don't declare states of emergency willy-nilly. I think when they do so, and the health and safety of citizens is in the mix, that it's treated seriously. And so that's what this legislation tries to recognize. I have more on it in my full statement, but I'll issue that for the record. I know we have a lot of legislation coming up on the floor, so I'll try to move it through. But I thank you for holding this hearing, and thank those who are going to testify later. Nancy Sosa has traveled here from Tombstone. Nancy's a fifth-generation resident of Tombstone. Nancy and I share that. I'm a fifth-generation Arizonan. We have a lot of issues in Arizona. When you have a state that's more than 80% owned publicly, you face these issues all the time. And so this legislation is an attempt to make sure that these problems are solved in a rational way. Right now, Tombstone is, this is 1 year out from the fires and the floods, and they're still relying on a vulnerable source of water with plastic tubing and everything else. And so this would bring some clarity to it. So thank you for hearing this bill, and I hope it's marked up and moved to the floor. Thanks.